Good afternoon. My name is Josh Ruebner. I'm the National Advocacy Director of the U.S. Campaign to End the Israeli Occupation. And I want to thank you for hosting this event this afternoon. I'm just a little bit confused about the universality of human rights, given that the Obama administration has now, on 2 occasions, the Goldstone Report and Israel's attack on the flotilla, worked to prevent the international community from holding Israel accountable for its human rights violations. So I have 2 fairly simple questions. Number 1, does the State Department believe that there really truly is one human rights standard for all countries to abide by, or is Israel held to a lower standard of account? And number 2, are Palestinians in the State Department's vision considered equal human beings with equal human rights to Israelis? And if so, when is the State Department going to end our diplomatic and military support for Israel's human rights abuses of Palestinians?
Harold and I were there in Geneva when the Goldstone Report was first taken up in last September. Since then, I've been back to Israel twice, most recently last month, to follow up on our work in this area. So let me offer a couple of observations about what you say. Yes, there is a single universal standard that applies to every country, including our own. We apply it to the Israelis, and we also view, in answer to your second question, Palestinians as being human beings under the Universal Declaration and entitled to those rights. We said 3 things in Geneva and have continued to say them about the Goldstone Report. One is that the report had a number of flaws, which we've identified, and which, by the way, we've discussed directly with Justice Goldstone, who I know and respect, but the report was a document that had a number of flaws. We could discuss that. Secondly, we've said that the UN forum in which that report was taken up, the Human Rights Council, devotes disproportionate attention to Israel and Palestine. It doesn't mean that the issues aren't legitimate. It means that, for example, next March, the Council will have not 1 but 6 different resolutions on that subject. Lots of other things get no attention. Again, it doesn't say there isn't a serious issue. It does say that the institution needs to be reformed. But the third thing we said, and we continue to say, is that the report included a number of serious allegations, and we called on the parties, including the Israelis, to take those reports seriously and to establish credible accountability mechanisms. We said that a year ago in September, and those have been my marching orders since then. We were discussing with the Israeli government, including the IDF, the follow-up measures that we believe they ought to be taking, some of which they've taken and some not. We regard it as a serious issue. And frankly, there's a broader issue which I'm increasingly focused on, which is the way in which the international community and governments and international institutions deal with the very real phenomenon in the 21st century of what are called asymmetrical or urban wars. We face that, have faced it in Iraq and Afghanistan. Many other countries are fighting a new kind of war. And I think one of the things we're urging the Israelis, we're trying to do ourselves, is to take a fresh look at what are the maximum civilian protections, what are the maximum ways that humanitarian law can be enforced in these urban settings. This is not an easy subject, but I can assure you that more than a few minutes have gone into trying to address that. I'm committed to continuing to do it, and I have the support of this department and this government to do it.
Thank you.